Welcome back to Getting Sober ... again. And guess who has new coffee cups for sale? I do. They come in black and white, or black or white, and they're the first link below, so grab one. You'll get something out of it and you'll support the channel. So that's the end of the pitch. And today we're gonna talk about what are we gonna do for New Year's? What is our New Year's resolution? Are we gonna stop drinking? Are we sober and we wanna stay sober? Or are we not sober and we wanna get sober? Comment below. What do you want to do? What is your plan for New Year's Eve? Also comment below. I'll give you a bunch of prompts for you to comment below so we can talk to each other, so you don't just feel like you're watching a video and you have to listen to this person and who knows what they're gonna say other than something about New Year's Eve. So comment below. What are you gonna do? What is your plan? Are you gonna go out? Are you going to be tempted to drink? Are you gonna be the cool designated driver? Are you gonna be that person? Hats off to you if you're gonna be the designated driver and you're not gonna take any credit for it and you're not gonna tell everybody, look,
I'm the designated driver, so I'm a hero.
Like, well, you are a hero, but maybe you don't have to talk like that. And also too, like, if you're gonna be the designated driver, don't be just like,
no, I can't do, no, I'm the designated driver, so no, I'm just gonna, I'll just be sitting here until they wanna go. I don't want to be designated driver.
Don't be that person either. Like, have a good time. If you can, right? And that might be part of the problem why we want to stop drinking, because it's like, we forgot how to have fun without drinking. Like I did, I certainly did. And I remember like, whenever I go to the bar, I'd be like, man, all these people are just talking to each other. And which sounds weird, but like, I'm kind of like, I'm a creator. Like I'm always thinking about new stuff and conceptualizing new things. And sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to get caught in a therapy session for somebody else. And because I'm like, I feel like I'm all right. And I'm gonna be like, oh, let me tell you about my bad day. But it's like, it's the same person every day, like telling you the same, it's like a new set of bullshit. And it's like, it's tiring. Whenever I go to the bar, like I'm usually just playing pool. And luckily for me, where the place that I play at, they have non-alcoholic beer. Shout out to Heineken 00. It actually tastes like beer. It's not all malty beery like St. Pauli girl. Not shout out St. Pauli girl, because I don't like your non-alcoholic beer. But that could be a plan for you. Mocktails, you know, I don't know if you knew, but like mocktails are delicious. Have you ever tried juice? It's fantastic. It tastes great. Mocktails are great. Like the bartender has to they have to pour something into a glass and give it to you anyway, right? Or maybe they're just cracking open a bottle and they're handing it to you. Well, they can also crack open a non-alcoholic ginger beer, or you can have Sprite or whatever. You say like, well, yeah, but what's the point? There's no booze in it. And it's like, well, the point is you're an alcoholic, because only an alcoholic would talk like that. But what's the point? It's like, just do something. To be able to hang out with your friends on New Year's Eve if you're gonna go out. But also too, like, you know, non-alcoholic beers are great on top of the mocktail. So at least you can go through the motions. You know, you could feel like you're still, if you need that little hand crutch, you're like, sometimes maybe the whole problem is you just don't know what to do with your hand. Maybe that's the problem. You're like, I just don't know. Like if I have two hands that are not doing anything, then I don't know what to do. I know that's silly, it's stupid, but yeah, it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know, you expect to be at a party or a place and it's like, you know, just, you know, leaning on something, just holding that glass, kind of, it hides 1/10 of your body. And you know, it's all silly, but like, what are you gonna do to prepare? What are you gonna do to plan for that day? Today is the 27th, and maybe you'll see this video today and you'll be like, oh, this is good motivation. Or maybe you'll find it like the day after and be like, oh, it's too late. Well, it's not too late. Whenever you start your journey is when you start your journey. It doesn't have to be a perfect January 1st. You know, if your strategy is, well, I'm just gonna drink one last day, I'm gonna spend the last day of the year, I'll drink and then I'm not gonna drink anymore. Well, it's not the best plan, being honest with you, because you're gonna wake up and there's still gonna be alcohol in your system. Or if you drink way too much, you're still gonna be drunk in the morning. You know, raise your hand if you've been there. So it's not the best day. Sometimes some of those days are followed up with like, well, I drank so much that I need to keep drinking, because otherwise I'm gonna have a massive hangover. And that would be a shame. That would be a shame if that's how you start off the first day of the year. So develop a plan. What are you gonna do on New Year's Eve? You know, maybe one plan is, I'll keep track with my fingers. I have a big monitor here I'm looking at. So if you ever wonder why I keep looking over here, it's because I have a big monitor. I have a 50-inch TV next to this camera. So the first thing we could do is tire ourselves out. I think New Year's Eve, I believe, is on a Thursday. So we could, that day, start our new year a day early. Or if you're fortunate, if you're super smart, maybe you started a week early, or maybe you started on the 27th. Whatever your new strategy is, whatever your new habits are going to be, get like a slow start to it, right? So maybe we could tire ourselves out on that Thursday. We go to the gym, get real crazy, get real tired, and then by the time that night comes around, we don't want to go anywhere. Maybe you're just like, how about I just stay at home? I just treat myself to some good food. I'm gonna make tacos at home and I'll binge watch the first half of a season of something. Like stopping yourself from being a glutton one way and then, maybe being a glutton a different way that you don't identify having a problem with. Unless you have a big eating problem, so you're just like, I really need to lose weight for New Year and I really need to stop drinking. Then maybe we don't binge eat and watch stuff on TV. But it's like, I don't have a binge eating problem. I had a binge drinking problem, but so maybe tiring ourselves out that day. Maybe, another good strategy is we're kind of asking ourselves to do a big thing by not drinking. So maybe we ask ourselves to do a big thing by scratching off like one of those just shitty to do things. Something on your to-do list. Oh, I think this is number 2. Something on your to-do list. Something that's just been sitting there, right? Maybe we get a head start on not just on the not drinking, but we get a head start on what's right around the corner, taxes. Maybe we can start grabbing all our receipts and checking all of our expenses, all of our mileage, all of our pens and papers and work-related clothing items or whatever else. All the dinners that you bought that you had to wear a mask for. And I don't know. Maybe you can do something like that. Maybe, cleaning out the garage or, not ready for 3 yet. Maybe cleaning out the garage or cleaning up your room or rearranging your room, like your normal path of like what you would do when you come home. What if your plan is to sit here in this chair and right next to you, you got your beer. Well, maybe you change it to a getting sober again mug. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm getting, I got to keep reminding myself I'm getting sober again. So again, if you want one of these mugs, they're the first link below. They come in black or they come in white. So changing our habits, coming up with scratching something off the to-do list and spending that day like doing something tedious, So again, like the strategy being we're going to tire ourselves out so that when we get to the end of the day, we're just like, I feel accomplished. And I'm going to lay my head down knowing that I spent at least the last opportunity of the year to be productive. I did that instead of spending the last day of the year getting annihilated and poisoning myself and setting myself up for disaster. It's like, would you poison yourself before doing anything else? That's not a recipe for success, is it? If you're gonna go like on a big hike, you're like, well, let me get a gut full of whiskey first. Doesn't sound like a good idea. I mean, all right, it could probably sound like a good idea, knock it off. But you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? All right, so and then also maybe that night, so let's come up with a third one. So what else can we do on that day? Besides doing a bunch of chores, rearranging. Oh, let me go back to that one. Changing our path about things. Like if, come sit in that chair, we could buy our different mug, we could go a different way home from work. Maybe instead of going home from work, we go to the gym, instead of going to the bar, we go to the gym. We have to do something different. We can't just eliminate like alcohol's not in my life anymore, but everything else is going to be the same. It's like, probably not going to work. If you're going to keep going to the same place to eat, probably not going to work. If you're going to keep going to the same bar, if you're going to keep going to a bar, it's probably not going to work. If you keep going over to your buddy's house and all, you play darts in the garage and watch the game, like probably not going to work. Unless you've talked to them about like, hey, you guys want also want to maybe like, I'm going to try for the whole month, but like, would you guys maybe want to try it for like a week? See where what's going to fit where. Being a positive influence on other people is also dope. So let's talk about number 3, being a positive influence on somebody else. During that day, the New Year's Eve day, maybe find other people, help maybe recruit other people. Like say like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Be transparent about it. Maybe go on your selected social media channel and post a question. Like maybe just like if you use Instagram, go on Instagram and say like, hey, I'm going to be sober for at least a week. who wants to join me? And then you could do like a poll, and then you can see whoever says yes and whoever says no. It's a very passive way to recruit people. And then whoever does say yes, you can contact them, Then like, let's see, whatever else. Number 4, let's say we're gonna go out on New Year's Eve. Maybe we drink some mocktails, right? Maybe we drink non-alcoholic beers. Maybe we're the designated driver. We talked about that before. But what are we gonna do differently? That's what we're trying to think of. Like, what are we gonna do different on New Year's Eve that's gonna set us up for success on New Year's Day? All right. And then, so maybe, we've done the mocktail thing. We've done the non-alcoholic beer thing. We've changed some of our environment. We've done our to-do list item. Maybe maybe some of those things are gonna work. Maybe some of them aren't gonna work. Maybe you can get a cabin. Actually physically remove yourself from where you would normally be and from the normal people that you would normally see. And all you got to do really is not drink, right? So as long as you're gonna go, let's say if you rent a cabin, right? Let's say you rent a cabin for New Year's Eve, and that's where you're gonna spend your day, is at a nice cabin, maybe with somebody that you like, maybe with a stack of books, whatever it is. Actually, just physically change your entire environment. And I know, like this earlier this year, I did a sober stint. I went to Yellowstone, and I didn't do anything. I did nature and camped and saw bears and wolves and all this other cool stuff. But I was in a completely different place. So I had to do completely different things. Like the way that I woke up in the morning was different. Like that was actually the first time that I'd ever camped in my life. Yeah, I know. But it was the first time I ever camped. And so like I woke up different. I woke up in a different place. The air smelled different. Everything was different. And then so it just was rewiring my brain to do something different. So you might say like, well, I can't just go get a cabin now. It's too late, or it's too much, or it's, whatever your reasons are. It's like, okay, it's just a suggestion. But my whole point is doing something completely different, so that you can start to rewire your brain. Because if you want to say get to the 21-day threshold, the 21-day threshold is the point where we start to create new habits, when they start to stick, right? So if we can get to 21 days, that's how many weeks? 3 weeks, right? And sometimes we make a mistake of setting a goal too high and say like,
well, I'm not gonna drink ever again starting on January 1st.
Okay, I'm listening. Like I don't know if I believe you. It's not necessarily my position to believe you or not, or like to say like you can or can't do anything. Like if you are gonna go cold turkey, comment below. You're gonna live your life normally, and then on January 1st, you're gonna just go hard bang cold turkey. Let me know. I've done it. I did it at one of my very early videos. That's how I started this entire journey. I was like, I'm gonna go cold turkey, and I'm gonna make a YouTube channel about it. And so here we are now, X amount of episodes later, and that was my strategy. But the whole thing about like being the whole like yeah right part, where I expressed maybe not believing that you might be able to get it done, is my whole point was just that's a lofty goal to say. Like, well, you could say 10 years. So you could say like, I'm never gonna drink for the rest of my life. That's a long time. 10 years, it's a long time. 1 year is a long time. 1 day is a long time. I don't know if you noticed. I guess depending on the context. If I said you have to hold your breath for 24 hours, very long time, right? If I said you have to fast for 24 hours, and if you've never done it before, it's like,
oh my God, I can't have anything besides water for a whole day.
That's crazy, yeah. Some people do it. It's part of some religions, It's just also part of just good, healthy eating habits and diet habits. It's cleansing, giving yourself a 3-day cleanse, a 3-day fast is a good one. I'll be doing that coming up soon, I think. So that's actually what I'm planning on doing for New Year's, is doing a fast. And so not only will I be not drinking, but I won't be eating anything either. So if, it just depends on how you think about it. If you're like, well, that sounds terrible. Well, that's just what I'm doing. I remember the first time that I tried to fast, and it was a girlfriend's she turned me onto it years ago, and I think I've only done it once ever since. But like, it was so foreign. It was so foreign to me because I've had such a, I've had such a wonderful life that I've never had to not consider eating. But I remember she said, we're just not going to eat for a day. And I remember thinking, why? Why would we not eat? And I'm like, all right, but then I'm going to feel hungry. And then I have to feel hungry multiple times a day. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then, and then we did it. And I was like, I just kept pouting the entire time. Until like she was like, all right, fine, we'll just do it until dinner time. That was the worst. It was such a big deal. I was just like, much longer. I'm gonna die. I was the worst. I was the worst at it. I didn't have a plan. I wasn't mentally. She just like sprung it up on me. It was her fault for springing it up on me. She didn't even have a YouTube channel about how to fast. And she just hit me blindsided. Like, we're fasting. I'm like, gosh, we're fasting. I don't want to. But so come up with a plan. What is your plan going to be? Outline, like another thing you could do on New Year's Eve is, I guess this will be thing number 6. Come up with a plan for your first week. Have an outlined schedule for like, okay, I am gonna go to the gym at 5:30 or whatever time you get off work. Whatever. Even like another thing, don't be discouraged, because guess who's going to be at the gym on January 1st? Everybody's going to be at the gym January 1st. Everybody's like, I want to lose weight. That's the worst time. I've been going to the gym all the time. For all my adult life, I've gone to the gym like 3 times a week at least. And the best time, in my opinion, is to go like around either 10 a.m. or around like 2 p.m. Somewhere between there, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the best time to go. So if you can work it out, cool. And if you don't like your job anyway, just quit your job and go during that time. Unsolicited bad advice from getting sober again. But no, do what works for you though, because like your mental health is really important. That's also, I bet, part of the reason why you're here watching this video, right? So, oh man, what was I saying? I forgot. So we're gonna change our environment. We're gonna create a plan for the first week. Have it all detailed so that you stick to whatever you want to do. If you're just like, well, I want to write a book. Well, maybe your new routine in the morning is to spend a half an hour just writing. Cool, add that to the list of new things that you're doing. And now you're not drinking, and you're getting writing on your book. And now after work, you're going to the gym. Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a lot of new things that you're doing. That's cool. And that's a lot of things, like we got to figure out things to do, replace our time with, right? Because how long do you spend in the bar? I don't know. I spend like 4 hours. I'm at the bar for like 4 hours playing pool. Sometimes I would go at the bar at 4 o'clock and I would be at the bar. I hate to say it, but sometimes I was at the bar until like 2 o'clock in the morning when they were open until 2 o'clock in the morning. But more recently, I'd be there sometimes from like 4 o'clock until 6 playing pool, right? But also drinking. And then afterwards, I want to go do something. I go get food and like hang out on my porch and drink some more at my house. And it's a lot of wasted time, so much wasted time. So you're going to have a lot more time to do something. Sometimes on my bad days, like I feel, I'll feel sad sometimes. I'll still feel like depressed because those are natural feelings. And like, thinking about like my dad passing away and my great aunt passing away, I'm going to have some regrets and things like feelings are going to happen. And I'm going to have to sit with those feelings and feel those feelings and think about those feelings. But what I don't have to do is go grab a drink, right? I don't have to go do that. But you're gonna have more time. You're gonna have to fill that time one way or another. But sometimes when I do feel down or feel depressed, like I might go to sleep early. I might go to sleep early and I might wake up late. But it's like, oh, what's the big deal about that? I got a bunch of rest. Oh, terrible consequence, right? To get a bunch of rest, a bunch of healthy rest. So you're going to get some rest this month, and you're going to give your body a nice reset and a cleansing that's going to be beneficial for you, and not only to you, but to your finances and to your probably to your job, to all of your relationships, romantic or otherwise, friendships, family, you name it. So good luck to you on your journey. And I hope that these suggestions have helped. Make sure you come up with a plan, make sure you stick to the plan, and try to recruit some other people to help you do this journey. All right. So comment below, let me know what you're up to. And again, subscribe, buy a mug, and have a dope 2021 or whatever year it's about to be for you.